Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of iCreate. Tyrone Wilson is back as CEO, but did he ever leave? I'm Kalilah, Reynolds, financial journalist and educator based in Jamaica. 2023 has definitely been a roller coaster for iCreate. Less than 4 months after his resignation, founder of the digital media company Tyrone Wilson is back as CEO and director, and they now have a new investor. iCreate held its annual general meeting a few weeks ago, and it was bombshell after bombshell. In addition to Tyrone's return as CEO and director, 4 other directors, Ricardo Allen, Ivan Carter, Dania Joy Wint, and Arlene Martin, were not re-elected. And if that last name sounds familiar, it's because Martin was interim CEO of iCreate after Wilson left. She even did an interview with us on Taking Stock a couple days before the drama. To add even more shock, at the AGM, the company also announced the exit of Crichton, Mullings & Associates as its auditors. Now, this took everyone by surprise. Board chairman Ivan Carter told The Gleaner that he believes the way things went down at the AGM was disrespectful. He said that in all the planning and discussions with majority shareholders, there was never an inkling of dissent. To clarify, at AGMs, it's the shareholders who make the decisions, such as re-electing directors, etc. Business journalist David Rose explained on Taking Stock that despite Wilson resigning, he still had a huge say in the company.
Resolution 4, regarding the appointment, or I should say the reappointment of the company's auditors, Sajikor and everybody else in favor, Kintai and eMedia against. Then we had Resolution 5,
and Kintai and eMedia is Tyrone, right?
Connected to Tyrone, yes. So he was actually the proxy holder or representative for eMedia and Kintai at the AGM. And both of those companies combined have a voting interest of 52% in iCreate. So what typically happens is that when you go to AGM, show of hands, if you have more hands for or against, the resolution is carried that direction. Tyrone, came and requested a poll, which meant that each share you own becomes a vote. So if you have the most shares, your vote effectively becomes the end result of the resolution. So special resolution came up, Kintai and eMedia voted against it.
Wilson said in a statement that he'd been approached by numerous investors who were worried about the company's trajectory and the stock's declining performance. So he decided to take up the mantle again, noting, quote, iCreate holds a special place in my heart as my creation, and I am driven by a deep sense of responsibility to ensure its success, end quote. Additionally, shortly after Wilson's return, iCreate announced to the news that they now have a new investor. According to an article on Loop News, they've sold 30% of their stake in Visual Vibe to an investment group led by Anthony Dunn. Details of the investment were not disclosed. However, iCreate has stated that the investment has completely cleared the vendor finance previously secured with the original owners of Visual Vibe. Dunn was also appointed as a director of iCreate. Meanwhile, businessman and director of the Jamaica Tourist Board, Donovan White, will also join the board. iCreate completed its acquisition of Visual Vibe in May of this year for a reported $600 million. We've been working on getting an interview with Tyrone to ask him more about all of these decisions and everything happening. But in the meantime, the stock market seems to have responded positively to the news. Following the announcement, iCreate ended trading on December 4 at 77 cents, up from the 50 to 60 cent range in October. And that's the bottom line. So what do you think of Tyrone's return and this new investor? Are you still interested in iCreate, or are the constant changes off-putting? Let me know in the comments. Take our Investing for Beginners course to learn how to start investing. The link is in the description. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.